Hey everyone, it's baze.djunkiii transmitting from Hamburg, Germany, back with a new video. And obviously I'm not in my place, but I decided on this lockdown Sunday to leave my house to go to the new train station Elbbrücken in Hamburg, which they built and reopened or opened a few months ago. So I'm in this kind of futuristic glass tunnel thing, which runs over this street as a bridge, and here you can see the massive glass structure, part of the tunnel. These over there are the Elbbrücken, which is the big bridges that cross the river Elbe. One part of the structure. And another one. So this is what's happening. And I'm actually here because I hope to find a location that allows me to talk about the effects of coronavirus and the music industry these days. But seemingly there are more people crossing this bridge than I thought, so this would be this might be a little cut up in terms of themes. But yeah, coronavirus has caused a lockdown, and this has an immediate and a long-term effect on the music industry, and I like to try to cover this effects from my perspective actually, because I've been working in the music industry for over 20 years right now, and I see some things happening right now, and I see other things happening in the future, or to be happening in the future. So, oh, this is bright. I try to give an overview on what is happening there. So I'd like to split this video into three parts, coming from a label perspective, coming from a venue perspective, and coming from the distribution chain perspective, and from the artist perspective. So this is maybe 4 parts as well. So starting from the artist perspective, as a touring artist, as a DJ, as a band, the lockdown does mean a lot of shows are cancelled actually, and a lot of tours are cancelled. And for a small band which is playing the occasional show here and there, this might be a thing that is not that bad if a show is postponed for 6 months or so. But coming from the tour perspective, and bands and DJs who are touring several cities in a foreign country, this might cause problems not only because they lose money, which they do, of course, because shows won't be happening. But we're in March right now, end of March 2K20, and usually that does mean all the shows for autumn or fall are booked right now as well. So you lose your actual shows, you lose your festival season, plus if you want to book a tour or postpone your let's say 5 or 7 days tour in another country until fall, this does mean you must find 5 clubs definitely on the same route in the same country that are willing to book your show, which are available, which most of them might not be, because in early spring usually the shows for autumn and fall are already booked, because people are coming off the festival season and do try to plan long term. So you might not be able to find these clubs available anymore, and at this point in time you also might not find a booker willing to take a risk to book a show for autumn and fall, because nobody knows how long the lockdown will go. So in the worst case, you have a tour that is supposed to happen now, in April or something like that, or May, which won't be happening until May next year, 2021 actually. So this is a whole year of touring lost, and this does cause financial trouble. And of course, for a lot of musicians that do not work a part-time job or whatever when they're not playing, this might be or might mean a whole year of not touring. A whole year of income is lost, a whole year of planning is lost, and supposedly when you do an album tour in March or April, you'll be on a follow-up tour if things run good in fall, let's say September, October, November. So this is one point, and this also covers the venue perspective. The venues will not, if they are closed for a few months, most of them will close down. There's no question about this. but also the people will not spend the double amount of money when they reopen. So I think that people will be frightened even if the lockdown is over. So they won't go out that much, and they will be spending less money for the reason of being afraid, for the reason of being like on like reduced hours maybe, because their normal day jobs don't work out in the corona times as well. And a lot of people will get sober, which does mean if you're like out or not out, doing alcohol, doing drugs, and like spending time on your sofa on the weekends, like for I guess a few months, this does mean you have like, well, you don't spend that much. And some people who are like very indulged in this club scene and in this like party scene and concert scene will realize how damaging this lifestyle is, and maybe like get off that lifestyle entirely and will get back to like a normal life, or like not being like a 24 hours party guy or girl all the time. So this is one thing that might happen from a venue perspective as well. And then coming from an angle of distribution chain and like, well, record stores and stuff, and also labels and releases, what is happening right now, also not only from the distribution company I work at, but also from like other distribution companies. I know people who are working at those companies. What is happening right now is that a lot of record stores, well, there's an ICE train passing, making a lot of noise actually, so well, it's gone. So what is happening right now is that a lot of record stores, or basically all record stores in Germany, are on lockdown. That does mean they are closed. Basically, they do not order stuff. Some of them do mail orders still, but that is not the big amount, and this leads to a few problems, not only for labels but also for other people. So yeah, the record stores, they don't make money. A lot of them might close down because I don't know how government help will affect or will come into effect for record stores and small businesses, although their plans say they will help small businesses, but we'll see. So the record stores don't have any income. This is a problem for sure. They will have like staff layoff, they will have like other things. But this also does mean that like the distribution companies don't have that much to do. So the stuff that will be put on reduced hours maybe, which is like German Kurzarbeit, which does mean you will be paid if your company suffers like an unexpected loss of jobs or like of income. You can put people on this Kurzarbeit thing, so people won't work, but they will get like 60% of their usual income from the government for a while. So and this thing has been extended to like 2 years recently, also facing the crisis, I guess. But with a reduced staff, you can only do like reduced shipping, and the labels are still having releases in the pipeline. So the warehouses get stuffed for sure. So there will be like too many records in the warehouse if the labels don't stop pressing, which they can for some releases because they have like the like pre-runs and stuff. And when the record stores do open, one problem will be okay, people will kind of not start to spend like madly, so but they will also like be picky, and like record stores are like also well on the brink of like getting bankrupt all the time, I guess. But also the record stores will be overwhelmed by a chain of new releases that is there that they couldn't order because of the lockdown. And on the other hand, when they open, they will have no like financial ability to order all this stuff that hasn't been like ordered throughout a period of a few months, like directly, because they don't have the money to order all the releases that are like still stocked in a warehouse. So there will be a pile of releases that might go under, and because when they are out and about in the record store, they will be considered old, just for the reason of, well, An asshole immigrant just disturbed this video, so I'm back. Yeah, what I was about to say is when this pile of releases is ready to be shipped to the record stores, because the record stores are able to open the doors again, they will be, some of these releases will be considered old by the customers because they have been released, like, let's say in April, when the record stores are supposed to open again in August, I guess. These releases are, even though they haven't been shipped, like 4 months old, and within the DJ and electronic music scene, 4 months is like a long time of, yeah, a long time that went away, and so these releases will be considered old and maybe not shipped. And also people don't have the money, or won't have the money to stock up on all the stuff they missed. So yeah, what this means for labels is either you stop your release schedule entirely until the crisis is over, which nobody knows when this will be, and also this causes a problem that if you stop your releases now and the pressing plants are like still taking on new jobs from other labels, you might be able to have a release out, or like schedule a release for month X, but the pressing plant will need like a pre-run of 4 months. So let's say you stop your stuff now, know the crisis is over in like August, and then in July you get the record to the pressing plant, and the pressing plant takes up like to 4 months. This will mean you will get your release delivered in November. So there will be, even if they stop now, if the crisis is over, they might be either facing a pile of old releases still in the warehouse, or they might face like a delay of new releases, which also will be deadly for the labels. So this is also a thing that is happening, which causes trouble. And yeah, nobody knows where the crisis will go, what will be happening finally. But it's just a game of, like, I don't know, playing dice or whatever with the chances are like, or rolling dice with the chances are not 1 to 6 to get the right number, but I don't know, 1 to whatever. So there will be a lot of problems like in the industry, and I don't see that a lot of record stores and maybe a lot of artists will be surviving this. So, and also for the record stores, another thing that comes to mind is the fact that people will go to, let's say, online stores like DJ.de, Dex.de, HHV, hip hop vinyl in Germany, Juno in the UK maybe, which will still be doing business. Amazon will also be like profiting from this situation for sure. But this also does mean that people get used to not go to the record store to buy vinyl. So even though if online shops do profit, I guess the most important thing for people who are like buying records on a regular will be to go back to the record stores, and as soon as they're allowed to, and like spend the money they can spend, just to keep the record stores afloat, because buying online is cheaper, it's easier, it's more convenient, and yeah, this will be a thing that also will lead to trouble for many record stores, because people are, I don't know, in Germany we say like Gewohnheitstiere, which does mean like if you're getting used to a thing, you will stick to that thing, whatever, as long as it's possible and stuff. So I guess that a part of those people who went to the record store regularly will like not go to record stores anymore, but will go to online stores because of convenience and stuff. So also a thing, and less record stores does mean less enthusiastic people recommending good records to people. The customers, because customers don't know everything, and it's like, hey, listen to this record, and a lot of times customers do like them. So yeah, lack of service, and this will be like a whole spiral of things that will affect the music industry for way longer than just a few months of the crisis that is which we're going through now. So yeah, we'll see how this goes. And these are just a few like unsorted thoughts on things. I guess I've forgotten a few things, but yeah, venue-wise, I've been on the phone with like a guy who runs a small club with a partner, and they are losing, like, I'm not naming names here, but they also have this availability for to rent out the option to rent out the club if you want to have like a birthday party and stuff, and they're losing like 5 or 6 of those parties throughout the next like 6 weeks, which does mean every party would have brought in like the whole rent for the club. So this is like a big, like losing 6 times your income over a year within 6 months is that does suck, and they don't know how long they will survive. So yeah, these are a few thoughts. I hope you got my point kind of, and for a final shot, let's zoom in on this like nice bridge here, and I'm gonna get me some stuff from the record store, and then I'm out for until another video, which might be happening tomorrow, I guess. So see you later. So speaking of see you later, here I am again, like to deliver like this beautiful view. Here's like where the train station ends, and yeah, this is Hamburg's harbor actually. And the river and all that, like a nice kind of 360 view over the city. And yeah, what I forgot to say, of course, is like if you like this video and if you have thoughts, just feel free to share them, like in the comments and stuff. Like and subscribe to this video, buy stuff from me from my Bandcamp and stuff, and support other artists you love. Go to the Bandcamp pages, go to online mail orders as long as you can. Like I don't know how this works with the infrastructure and shipping of like UPS and FedEx and all those guys, but as long as they deliver stuff, go to them or go to the online record stores and buy music from there, and don't forget to go back to their normal record stores as soon as they are open again, so your like favorite artists will like be able to sell music, and because selling music is the only option right now. It's not a record store, so online, but musicians need to generate an income in these troubled times, so go buy music and stuff. And I'm out. See you in the next one.